And someone said, your real character is seen not among people, but when you're all alone. Only when Eve was alone, that was the time devil tempted and proved Eve was weak. When Samson was alone, that was the time he was tempted and he fell in love and finally destroyed his life. David was called to be the man after God's own heart, but when he was alive, when he was alone, that was the time he fell into adultery. Even Judas Iscariot, when he was alone, he sold Jesus. Even when Jesus was alone doing 40 days of fasting, that was the time devil came and tempted Jesus. But remember, Jesus conquered all the temptations. Joseph, when he was alone, that was the time he was tempted and he would conquer the temptation. Daniel, when he was alone, he could overcome the temptations. God is looking for those people who are successful, who are spiritual, who are righteous, who could conquer the temptations of devil. Not when you are among the people, but when you are all alone. Let me ask you this question. How are you when you are alone? What things that you do when you are alone? What things you watch on your cell phone when you are alone? What do you watch? What do you speak? What do you drink? With whom you spend time when you are alone? That is your character. Aaron was a failure when he was alone. How many of us are failure when we are alone? You are a spiritual giant among spiritual giants, but when you are alone, maybe you are a failure. If that is true in your life, this evening you have to repent and ask God for strength to overcome yourself, to overcome the temptations of devil, to overcome the habits that are defiling your body when you are alone. If you are not a God-pleasing person when you are alone, how can you be an example to somebody else? Aaron was not an exemplar. He was not a spiritual man. He was not a man who really pleases God, but he was a man who pleases people.